Good morning, everyone. Coach Jandy here. So, do you oftentimes throw blame at people and say, you're trying to make me feel guilty and trying to make me feel bad? Or is anybody doing that in your life? Here's my experience. If somebody is saying that, I have discovered through coaching and personal experience that usually it's because you are guilty and you just don't want to accept the blame or be in what I call a state of correction. Instead, a wounded person, someone that can't stand in a state of correction and can't accept what that they're doing, their behavior, oftentimes will throw it back at you and say, you're just trying to make me feel guilty and trying to make me feel bad. So when that happens, you can understand and know that you may be dealing with somebody in your life that is very wounded and that they're coming into this space and a place that they cannot step up and be able to admit and be in a state of correction with you. So, you've got a couple choices. One, you can still tell them how you feel. And a lot of times wounded people, they cannot hear how you feel without judgment. They hear it as you're trying to tell me what to do, you're trying to correct me, you're trying to teach me, you're trying to coach me, when really you're just trying to say, this is how I feel about the circumstance. But they have to hear it as a child of this is how you're trying to instruct them or correct them. So, which is unfortunate because then the person doesn't grow. The person doesn't get to stand in a state of correction. And it's also too bad for you because then you can't have an honest dialogue with that person and allow your feelings to be heard. So there's a couple choices. One, you can recognize the situation for what it is. Wounded person, not going to hear you. Okay, I'm just going to move on, let it go and just keep on trucking. Or that unfortunately, sometimes you have to set boundaries in place and step back from that person, allow them time to figure out their lives. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes they have to fully retreat or you have to fully retreat in order to put some distance there, because there does come a point in time when you can't keep accepting that blame, and if your feelings aren't being heard, it becomes too difficult, and you do deserve to be heard. So watch yourself, watch other people, and I just, in all truth telling, you have to really think about this. But if somebody keeps saying to you the same thing and you're hearing similar things and you're throwing back, oh, you're just trying to make me feel guilty. You're trying to make me feel bad. You're trying to, teach me or instruct me or tell me what to do. If that language is coming out of your mouth, often I would do a self-check. Okay? Because there may be some truth in what that person is saying to you. Not always, but oftentimes I have learned through coaching as well as just personal life, there's probably some truth in it. I know that before I could stand in a state of correction, I would get defensive. Even though I knew that I was doing that wrong, I'd still throw it back at that person and go, you're trying to do this and you're trying to make me feel guilty, and try to throw it back on them. Because I was insecure, because I didn't want to accept it and hear the negative feedback. Now that I've changed that, I can stand in a state of correction and say, yep, I screwed up, I did that. And then I can apologize or make amends in whatever way. So I want you to think about that today and step up to that new standard, of really being able to stand in a state of correction with people, because that's the way you're going to really build solid relationships. So check me out at CoachJandy.com. Can't say that today. And also under Coach Jandy on YouTube. Please go subscribe to my channel. You get lots of these videos. Thanks a lot and have a great day.